Every motorist thinks they're the best driver in the world, that they could easily beat Vin Diesel in the next quarter-mile race, or drive circles around the driver, idling at the traffic light next to them, until you learn that you could be an even better driver. Our guest is someone who is no stranger to South Africa's motoring scene.
Yo, it's Oli B, and you're listening to Driving with Janine. Choice!
We welcome Raceweb Racing Experience owner and high-performance driving instructor, Junaid Hamid. Welcome to our studio, Junaid.
Hey, Janine. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for checking in.
All good.
Today we'll be chatting about the importance of driving courses, what Raceweb, racing experiences is, and where you can learn to even drift. So let's drift straight into it. What is Raceweb? Because Raceweb is a name that's been around for decades.
Yeah.
But it's also evolved from what it used to be. So tell me, let's go way back. Let's start at the beginning. How did Raceweb come about?
So I've always had a love for cars. Right? From growing up, I had an older brother. So, always going to car shows and that kind of stuff. So that's where it kind of started. And coming out of high school, I actually studied graphic design and multimedia design and web design. So that's technically what I am.
Yeah.
And combining my new skills of web design with my love for cars. And at the time, I managed to get hold of a digital camera, a massive 1.3 megapixel digital camera, and ended up going to car shows and, funny enough, street racing events and taking pictures of all the guys there and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. What should I do with it now? Let's make a website. Let's make a website about cars. What should I call it? It's on the web. It's about racing. Kind of call it Raceweb, And from there, started putting the pictures up on the web, and it kind of got quite popular. We did a couple of, what they would now call park-offs at the time. At the time, we called it cruises. And
hookups.
Yeah, and myself and a couple of very interesting fellas from the scene, as we all know them, sort of worked together, and we pulled off these events, and it got quite popular.
Yeah.
From there, it evolved to Killarney street racing events and Killarney main circuit events and more events. And the bigger the website got, the more popular it got. And then I kind of moved away from street racing because obviously it was illegal. And moved away to Killarney and all the legal stuff. And then we did national events, international events, and the brand just grew. And it evolved into basically a online motorsport magazine. That's what it was at the time, And we used to cover all the events. We used to do car shows and features, and we were the online version of, if you want to call it, Speed and Sound at the time, And it grew, and it was going really well. But as time goes on and things evolve, social media, came into the picture, and cell phone cameras came into the picture, and it got to the point where everyone was now all of a sudden a publisher.
Yeah.
And you could take a picture with your phone and now publish it. So what was happening was people were able to publish pictures and footage quicker than what we could actually post it to the site.
Yeah.
And I saw the decline, and at the time, we decided, okay, let's call it a day. It's been a great, I would say, 10 years at least, and we've moved on to the driving experiences. Well, not actually driving experiences. At the time, it was more driver coaching.
Yeah.
Because while I was doing Raceweb, I was always doing track days and sort of racing on the side and coaching as well. So from there, it kind of evolved into sort of a formalized version of the coaching. I was working for Fantastic Racing at the time, doing all the instruction. And we basically developed a course for guys to learn how to drive on track, one-on-one with their own vehicles. And that snowballed into the next phase of what Raceweb has now become, which is the driver coaching, now driving experiences and driving courses. So the next step after that was to develop it into various versions of different types of driving experiences. The advanced driving, the track driving, the drifting. And then the next step was to actually have our own vehicles, because the one side was training people in their own vehicles to learn how to drive their own vehicles. And then there was a market for people that didn't have vehicles but wanted to experience the thrill of going sideways, for example. So that's when we got our own vehicles. So at the moment we've got a couple of cars which we use for different sorts of training. And that's basically the a very short version of what Raceweb was into what it is now.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I think it's been more than 10 years when you were around, because I've known you probably for almost 20 years, if not longer.
Correct.
And that's how we met, like on the scene. And an event was an event if Raceweb wasn't there taking pictures. And, you know, because everyone would want to go to the site on Monday to go and check, did the car make it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you've really been, and the name has been around for a long time. And it's one of those legacy names in our culture.
Thank you.
So yeah, like I don't think you should take it lightly.
No, appreciate it. That's all good. I mean, it's just one of the things that has evolved, but you got to move with the times.
Yeah, exactly.
In 10 years, I don't know what I'll be doing in 10 years. You know, it might be something else, but we'll see. Right. Let's see what happens.
So let's get into Raceweb Racing Experiences. I know there are a few. I've personally half and half done the drifting, and I need to come back and fully experience it. And it's so much fun and it's so exhilarating. And I don't think it's something that people actually realize that you can do. But are there similar courses out there? But tell me how this started, and is there really like such a desire for people to learn to drift? I mean, I think it's something that you don't even know you wanted until you realize you can actually go and do this.
So I would thank the Fast and Furious franchise
exactly
for a lot of what we do today.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I mean, a lot of people kind of have an idea of what it's about, but because they've now seen, Tokyo Drift and things like that, I think that has opened up a massive market, to people, and there's still a lot of people that don't know, they can do it. But I mean, we're working our way into the broader market.
Yeah.
And funny enough, a lot of what we do, I would say our company is twofold. One being someone who comes to us that actually wants to learn and sort of become a better driver.
Yeah.
And improve their skill. The other part is the thrill seeker. And that's a massive part of who we cater for.
Yeah.
And so that's basically someone that comes and wants to experience it, see what it's about, and move on.
Yeah.
Skydiving, how often do you go skydiving?
Exactly.
Do it once. I won't even do it. I'll die. But anyway.
Yeah, no, same. Same WhatsApp group.
So a big part is the thrill seeker market, and I think we're fortunate enough to be staying in one of the biggest tourist destinations in the world. So we cater for a lot of tourists.
Okay.
And like this year and last year, I've seen people from all around the world.
It's amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. So, and I mean, drifting, you can come to us to have fun, no problem. But at the end of the day, I always tell people, you know what? Come to us and by all means have fun. But I want you to walk away from this fun experience learning something.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it's car control. You're learning car control. You're learning to throw a car around and control it and not panic and freeze. And, we teach you how to deal with an uncomfortable situation. A byproduct of what we're doing is fun. By all means, enjoy it.
Because I was just about to say, like, one of the things in that, like, yes, you're learning to be super cool. It's an extra driving skill, but you're also learning how to control the car. And I wanted to ask you, do most people who show up for your courses think that there's not much to teach, and that they are really great drivers? What's the first thing people realize when they attend the driving course?
So fortunately, I would say most people that come to us want to learn.
Right.
They come with an open mind wanting to learn. So that's great. We do, however, get what we would term the cowboys, and those are mostly people that receive the course as a gift, for example,
right.
And they'll maybe come with their fancy car, and I can already tell, who I'm dealing with here. Don't tell me how to drive, type of thing, and we've dealt with them, and generally, like, what happens is we'll let you do your thing first, and then you'll very quickly see you're behind, and then we'll be like, cool, let's do it my way now.
Yes.
So, but fortunately enough, most people come to us, they want to learn, but there's so many, and like before they get in the car, they'll say, oh, I've done this advanced driving course and I've done that course and I've done already. I'll know, dude, you're not going to last, so don't think you know what you're doing. You kind of need to start fresh and from scratch with an open mind, because it's a very, very different approach. Take everything throw it away. Doesn't apply.
Can people use their own cars when they come for these courses?
100%. like I said, we started off this whole company with catering for people in their own vehicles.
Yeah.
So people who buy performance vehicles
Yes.
and they don't know where to explore the limitations of their car, come to us. We'll teach you how to explore those limits safely.
Right.
And it's really great. I would say it's always the best thing you can do for yourself and your car, because you get to be one with your vehicle and understand your vehicle. I always say, you know what, your vehicle's talking to you all the time.
Yeah.
It's for you to be able to understand what it's telling you and then talk back to the vehicle and sort of talk the same language.
Talk to me about your other experiences, because I know there's a whole lot more other than advanced driving. And like you say, people can gift these courses to their loved ones. But there's also stunt driving and track experiences and rally school. Talk to me about all of that.
Yeah, it's a funny thing you mentioning that, because I was thinking the other day, maybe I should cut down and streamline our offerings, because maybe it's a little bit too much. But anyway, nonetheless, so like our most popular experience would be the drifting, what we touched on.
Yes.
And then it would be, we do track experiences. So where you get to drive around Killarney Raceway at speed, safely, with us coaching you along the way and holding your hands, literally, or so to say, figuratively. Then we do a very popular one as well, which is it's basically advanced defensive driving, what we call our dynamic car control course.
Yeah.
That's kind of aimed at road driving and defensive driving for the road. So a lot of parents send their kids to us, fresh drivers, just got their license last week type of thing, and they say, put some confidence into my kid, which is great. And then we do what we call a precision stunt control course, which is sort of the defensive driving course combined with the drifting course. And there you get the best of both front wheel drive and rear wheel drive. So for the drifting, we have our Nissan 350Zs.
Yes.
And for the defensive driving, we have our Ford Focus ST. So we've got a hot hatch and we've got a nice rear wheel drive sports car. And with the stunt course, you get to drive both vehicles. So we'll do things like, what we call the limo stop. We do handbrake turns with the Focus. We do reverse J turns with the Focus. And then we do all the sideways drifting stuff with the Z. So they get a best of both worlds, with the stunt course. Yeah. Then we do the latest thing that we have offered since the beginning of this month, which is becoming somewhat of a craze, which is rally school.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, I think we're pretty much the only rally school in the country at the moment. So it's taken off really well. It's kind of becoming the latest craze now. So it's we've got a Subaru, a WRX, not a WRX, an Impreza. It's not the WRX, it's the normal 2.5 RS, non-turbo. And in all honesty, I wouldn't want to be going around in a turbo because it's too fast for first timers.
Yeah.
But the car's fast enough. We do rally sprints with the car, and it's very competitive. It gets podiums all the time. So we train out at a facility in Durbanville, basically in the farmlands.
Yeah.
And we start you off with some basics. And it's at the moment, we're just offering what we call a stage 1 rally course. And we take you through some basic driving, gravel driving skills. We move on to braking techniques, all the different types of braking techniques. We move on to left foot braking, which is a massive learning curve for a lot of people. We do.
But even that in itself is, you look at a place like South Africa, it's not just tar roads. We drive a lot. We go off-road a lot. Not like proper off-roading, but you're driving on rugged roads, gravel roads, and to have that as basic skills, because a lot of people don't know how to drive on gravel and what speed to go and when to brake and not to brake. So it's actually really not just a fun thing.
So it's actually not public knowledge yet, but we also are catering for companies, and we're doing a lot of training for companies, specifically companies that have fleets of vehicles, bakkies, that drive on gravel roads. I'm going up to Carnarvon next month to train a company there because they drive a lot on gravel roads.
Amazing.
And so we're basically also doing advanced gravel driving courses as well. So that's exactly what you were saying.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, because I was wondering, why would you want to learn how to rally? But like I said, if you didn't know these services are around, it's so flipping cool just to Hey, I went to rally school.
Yeah. So you need to come ASAP.
Yes.
Because, you had a taste of the drifting, which was great. It's a lot of fun. But it's sort of very controlled. Not to say that rally isn't controlled, but the difference with the drifting is that we did it in a big sort of open area, So you're going to slide out, but, it's all good. The rally is a little bit different because you have slightly narrower roads, and it's a little bit, bit more hair raising, but it's still very controlled, still very safe. The car's got a roll cage and everything like that. It's got all the safety equipment, but it's very different. But and it's interesting because the car is 4-wheel drive, so there's a lot of grip from the get go. And to get the car to move around, you got to do various things, and we teach you how to make the car dance on gravel, which is a lot of fun.
I definitely need to come because even though I've been a motoring journalist for more than 20 years and we do off-roading all the time and we do quite intense off-roading if there's like maybe a new Hilux Bucky or whatever. But I've always held back a little bit when it came to driving on gravel at speed just because I don't have that full confidence. So yes, I'm coming. I'm definitely coming.
Ready when you are. And the great thing with the rally school is that we operate 7 days a week if need be. Nice. Yeah, so that's anytime.
Tell me now, what is the biggest mistake you see people make on the roads in normal conditions? And what do you think are the biggest problems on SA roads?
So that's a tough one, but can be so many things. But you know what, in my, I would say, I'm always learning every day, but in my limited knowledge, I would say, is that overcorrecting.
Yeah.
So a big part of why people crash is because they overcorrect. So what I mean by that is, something happens, you're driving on the road and you potentially lose a little bit of control or the car ends up going into a little bit of a slide or you feel a little bit of understeer for whatever reason. And you panic and you overcorrect.
Yes.
You feed back to the car more than what it's asking.
Yeah.
That there in turn makes the car even more unsettled.
Yeah.
And the car gets more out of shape. And then things just go south. And then you end up losing complete control and you crash.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that we teach is that, every situation is different, but sure, 9 out of 10 times, if the car decides to go into a skid or a slide, you know what? If you just let go of everything, 10 to 1, the car's going to come back and correct itself. So, and we teach that. And that's a big part of the drifting aspect as well, is that letting go of the wheel is a massive part of being able to drift because the car will do it for you quicker, better than what you can ever do it, So, I think overcorrection but again, it comes down to understanding the car.
Yeah.
And most people panic and they freeze and they don't know what to do. And they stay on the brake. Track driving, we tell people sometimes getting off the brake is the solution.
Yeah.
Not staying on the brake.
Yes.
So it's all these sorts of things. So, and you know what? Now that we're on it, a big mistake that I'm noticing nowadays is the newer cars.
Yes.
Technology.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It is.
It's a problem. I had a RSQ3, I think it was, on track recently. It's brand new. And we were going, and going faster and faster. And we turned all the aids off. Yet we went into turn 4. And just about when we're getting the apex, getting onto the throttle to power out, the car decides to anchor brakes by itself. It thought it was losing control. Meantime, it wasn't. And that kind of threw the car off. And we actually almost crashed because of that. So technology can be good, but a lot of the times it's not.
I've experienced that before as well. And even these auto braking systems, especially the new Chinese cars, especially the electric vehicles. I was driving an electric Mercedes-Benz and someone was on the passenger side, not the passenger side, on the pavement and on the phone, a very animated telephone call. And I was in the left lane and the car just dead braked because it thought this person was going to jump in front of the car. And had the person behind me not been watching, he had to swerve out because this car and I wasn't even speeding. But technology.
Yeah.
We need to understand our cars, and I think it's so important.
I've got nieces and nephews, and they're quite young and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're at a point in their life where they're deciding career paths.
Yes.
So they asked me the question, what should they get into and all sorts of things. And I actually told them, you know what, I think you should get into something that AI is not going to be able to replace you.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm a graphic designer by trade.
Yes.
I've been replaced by AI, Similarly, the way things are going with vehicles and technology and AI built in, that you could say that I'm potentially being or going to be replaced as a driving instructor, right? But at the same time, I feel that it's turning people into zombies because they are being more and more disconnected from what a car can and could do, you know, and because they're relying so much on the vehicle. But I have first-hand experience, the vehicle's not always right.
Yeah.
You know, so we kind of need to, and I'm not just saying this to promote myself, but I mean, we kind of need to take a step back, go back to basics and understand the raw dynamics of what a vehicle can and cannot do.
Yeah.
Because again, one of the things we do at rally school is we've disconnected the ABS from the vehicle.
Yes.
And in normal circumstances, ABS would be great.
Exactly.
You know, but what happens on gravel, you hit the brakes, the ABS says, cheers guys, I'm out of here, you know, and the pedal goes rock hard and you're not able to stop.
Yeah.
So we've removed it. Yes, the wheels will lock up, but we now teach you to make you understand where that bite point of when the wheels are going to lock up, how to apply your brakes differently, and muscle memory with your right and your left leg, you know. Yes. So yeah, I think we do need to go back to basics with a lot of people, and maybe we need to relook at driver training in this country, because the K53 I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Before we wrap up, I've just remembered your time attack. What is it? Time attack?
Well, we're calling it time trial. So one of the things that we also do is Raceweb Tarmac Attack. Now, Raceweb Tarmac Attack is a grassroots racing series.
Okay.
Where we go wheel-to-wheel racing. Now, I like to say, you know what, it's a bit of a step up from a track day. You know, track day, you can take your car, go have fun. But you're not allowed to race, and for good reason, you know. Safety is a big thing. So this is kind of a step up. You know, you would need to be able to do a track day. And here you come to us, we go wheel-to-wheel racing. You can come with any car, your street car, your road car, your race car. We take them all. And we go racing. And one of the things that we also do is the Raceweb Time Trial, which is it's a grassroots series, and it's basically time attack. And we do various courses and routes at the track, and it's quite fast, it's quite flowing. We had our first one now last month. It was a huge success. It was oversubscribed from the word go. So we're gonna have another one, but it's gonna be a super special stage with two cars going head to head. On the 16th of December. So that's the next one that we're going to have, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay. Quickly though, before you tell me how to get hold of you, what kind of prices are we looking at for these courses? Because that's the one thing we didn't talk about now.
So it varies. The rally school is surprisingly the cheapest option. We currently got it on offer for 2,999 per person. Okay. And it goes from 2,999 all the way up to 8,500 for various courses. Right. That's with our vehicle.
Yes. Yeah. And your drifting?
The drifting at the moment, we actually got a winter special for 3,950 per person. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's a 2-hour session with our vehicle.
Nice. And how can we get hold of Raceweb Racing Experiences?
You can get us online, www.raceweb.co.za. We are on all the socials at Raceweb Racing. You can WhatsApp me. But all my details are on the site and on the social. So, yeah.
Okay, sweet. Thank you, Junaid.
You're welcome.
It was so interesting.
Like
I mean, I've known you forever, but this was so enlightening, and I'm so excited to come and try out the rally school.
That's a ton of fun.
That's it for Driving with Janine.